Hi guys, Paul here from PABrewNews. Got a beer here from the great US 911. 1911. Yeah, I think I said it right this time. Thank you very much, sir. That's great. And I am going to enjoy this one. I've had three beans once. A long time ago, and I don't even think I reviewed it. But I can't remember if I reviewed it or not. He sent me 5 beans, which is awesome. So I can't wait to try that. That's 10%. But what? This is, where is it out here? 2000. Come on now, where are you? This is a bourbon barrel aged version of 3 beans, which is, wow, okay, awesome. Bourbon barrel aged porter with cacao nibs or cacao husks and coffee added, obviously. And this is, if we can find it, I'd like to tell you if I can find it. This 2017 vintage. 2017 vintage. Ooh, information. Awesome. So it's a 2017 bourbon barrel aged 3 beans. See, we're getting this. And that's from SixPoint Brewing Company. Let's see. SixPoint Brewery is trying to get the information. Okay. Oh, from Memphis. What's it? SixPoint Brewery, Brooklyn, New York. Okay. And then Memphis, Tennessee. I didn't know they're from Memphis, Tennessee, too. So they got 2 different locations now. Biggest thing for me is just the ABV. 10.1% ABV. I bet it's on the bottom. It fucking is. 10.1. So, for some reason, just throw it in a barrel, a bourbon barrel, which is going to be very highly ABV, only gives you 0.1 extra. But life's funny like that. Got the Cunningham Brewing Company glass, which is funny because Cunningham Brewing Company, their cans are also in these kind of the thin 12-ounce Red Bull cans. So let's go in here. Alright, so we got a very murky brown look to this beer. There you go. Now you can really see that Cunningham Brewing Company logo on that glass. This is some enslaved. Just did a painting. The ducks are chirping. They'll be going outside in a little bit. Ducks are pretty resilient. You'll have to keep them protected as long as chicks. So there you go. It's good aroma. Cheers. Soft coffee, soft roasty toasty tones, a little bit of ethanol alcohol coming up, but very subtle, very subtle. It's a very subtle aroma. But there is some roasty toasty, dark chocolate, those kind of things wafting around. A cheers. I mean, what else are you going to do at 11:30 in the morning? Why not a beer review? A painting and a beer review. Tell you what, this is light. Baltic Tales spoke of ancient breweries casting beans into barley into cauldrons to create dark, rich beer, swigged heartily from horns. A true all-sating drink of the gods. The mad scientists have returned to resurrect the mythical 3 beans porter with the flavors of coffee and chocolate stored in bourbon barrels until the time is just right. Now, is this a porter? It's not a Baltic porter, is it? It's the porter, because what they would be talking about would be considered a Baltic porter, which is a lager, really. But whatever. So, and coffee, Mystic coffee wasn't even what? Coffee beans weren't around back then. You guys are just doing weird things with talks. You're doing weird talky things on the back of this. I mean, coffee wasn't around then. That's a thing with stuff. That's silly. So yeah. So they came up with some little jibber jabber. So on the back here. So that's cool. That's all right. The one thing I do notice though is this is an extremely light beer. Not ABV wise, obviously 10.1, but like just the nuances. It is 6 years old now, 2017. It's playful. It's a soft, playful drink. It's playful nuances of coffee. Still coffee after all these years. A little bit of playful nuances of like a little bit of like husk, that kind of almost walnut husk vibe. You have a little bit of peppery bourbon wafting through there. Dark chocolate, baker's chocolate. Little brown bread, like toasted brown bread tonalities. Just a nice little simple drink. Think of that kind of like soft walnut husk vibe. Is almost the shining note of everything. Kind of a soft, smoky walnut husk. And then everything else plays along with that. That seems to be like the sharpest quality, and then everything else kind of is underneath that. So, a little aged 3-bean action. Nothing wrong with that. It's okay. It's a nice little beer. It's a bit thin, though. It's a bit thin. For me, it's like a medium side of a medium body. It has nice quality, even though it's from 2017. I'm not going to rate this super high. I like it, but I think everything's hitting the mark. Hitting the mark. But for like a nice check mark textbook solid. So 7.5 for the 3 beans, the barrel aged 3 beans. Yep. 2017, maybe I think it's the age probably that had something to do with it, but it definitely calmed it down over the years where it's just super approachable, super drinkable. You can't tell it's 10.1. It actually tastes like it's 4. So, very impressive. However, just, I'm going to give it a textbook. 7.5. This has been Paul for PABrewNews. Cheers. Thanks again. Bye-bye. Pause that finger.